I cleaned other people's houses for 11 years. 4 and 5 bedroom houses, 3 bathrooms, white grout in the kitchen. And I carried what I needed in one plastic bucket I could pick up with one hand. There was not a single brand name in that bucket, not one bottle with a picture on the front. Now go look under your kitchen sink. Go on. Most of you have somewhere between 14 and 20 bottles down there. One for glass, one for granite, one for wood, one for stainless steel, foaming bathroom spray, tub and tile, mildew remover, toilet gel, and somewhere in the back, a bottle you bought in 2019 for one job and never touched again. That is $40 to $60 a month for most families. $600 or $700 a year to wipe down the same counters my mother wiped down with things that cost her pennies. My name is Doreen. I have kept house since 1971. I cleaned houses for money for 11 of those years, and I have not bought a bottle of cleaner since 1988. Now here is the first thing I have to tell you, and it is going to cost me some of you. Most of what you have seen online about homemade cleaner does not work. The baking soda and vinegar volcano that everybody swears by is the worst of them. It looks powerful. It foams up the whole sink, and what is actually happening is that an acid and a base are canceling each other out, and when the fizzing stops, you're left with salty water. You made almost nothing. That recipe has been passed around for 50 years and it is wrong. So I'm not going to hand you a pretty list. I'm going to give you 6 things you have never once seen in the cleaning aisle, tell you what each one actually does and why, and then show you 5 recipes I make from them that outwork the bottles. Number 2 took 9 bottles out from under my sink by itself. The 6th one is something a painter told me about 30 years ago that I have never seen a single person use in a home kitchen. I will also tell you the 2 mixtures that can put you in the hospital because people do it by accident every year without meaning to. And I will tell you plainly where the store bottle wins because there are 2 jobs where it does. I would rather you trust me than be impressed by me. Here are the 6, and then what to make with them. The first is washing soda, not baking soda, washing soda, big yellow box in the laundry aisle down at the bottom where nobody looks, $3 or $4, and it lasts most of a year. Washing soda is baking soda's older brother. Chemically, they are cousins, but washing soda is far more alkaline, and alkaline is what breaks grease down. Baking soda is gentle enough to brush your teeth with. Washing soda will take the film off the top of your stove. That greasy, tacky layer on the cabinet doors above your range, the one that has been there so long you stopped seeing it, that is what washing soda is for. A tablespoon in a quart of hot water, a cloth, and it comes off in one pass. Range hood, the greasy back of the stove, the drip pans, the outside of pots. A quarter cup in a load of laundry softens the water and makes your regular detergent work noticeably harder so you can use half as much. Wear a glove because it is strong enough to dry your hands out. That is the trade for a $3 box that replaces every degreaser you own. The second is hydrogen peroxide. The brown bottle at the drugstore, $1, and it takes 9 bottles out from under your sink. Everybody has this in the medicine cabinet for scraped knees, and nobody knows what it is. Peroxide is water with 1 extra oxygen atom stuck on it, and that extra oxygen is desperate to leave. When it does, it destroys whatever it is holding onto: germs, mold, stains, color, which means peroxide is bleach, real disinfecting, real stain lifting. But it is oxygen bleach instead of chlorine bleach, and here is why that matters. When it is done working, it breaks down into water and oxygen, nothing else. No fumes, no residue, nothing to rinse off, and it will not ruin your shirt if it splashes. I use it on cutting boards after raw chicken, on the counter, on doorknobs and light switches in flu season, on mildew in the shower, on a blood stain or a grass stain poured straight on before it goes in the wash, on a stained coffee mug. 2 rules. Keep it in the brown bottle because light kills it, which is exactly why it comes in a brown bottle, and spray it on and leave it there 5 minutes before you wipe because it needs a minute to work. The third is oxygen bleach powder. You will see it sold as sodium percarbonate or as a plain tub of oxygen bleach with no brand on it. $10 or $12 for a big tub that lasts me a year. This is peroxide in dry form, and it is the strongest thing on this list that is still safe to be careless with. Here is the trick to it, and this is the part nobody tells you. Oxygen bleach only works in hot water. Dissolve a scoop in hot water and it releases peroxide into the water, far more concentrated than what comes out of the brown bottle. In cold water, it does nearly nothing and just sits there, which is exactly why people try it once, see no result, and go back to chlorine. Hot water, always, and use it within a few hours of mixing, because once it has released its oxygen, the water is spent. This is what I use for anything that soaks. Yellowed pillowcases and dingy white towels. A scoop in a bucket of hot water overnight, and they come out looking like new. A stained casserole dish, coffee and tea stains in a thermos, grout, which I will show you as a recipe in a minute, and it is the single best thing I have ever found for a grout line, and unlike chlorine bleach, it will not eat the color out of a shirt, so I can soak colored laundry in it without ruining anything. The fourth is citric acid. This one is my favorite thing on the whole list, and almost nobody in America has a bag of it. Citric acid is what makes a lemon sour, sold as a dry white powder. Canning aisle, or the bulk bins, or online, about $5 a pound, and 1 pound lasts me a year. If you have hard water, every surface in your bathroom and kitchen is slowly growing a crust of minerals. The cloudy film on the shower door, the white ring in the toilet, the crust around the faucet, the spots on your glasses out of the dishwasher. No amount of soap and no amount of scrubbing takes it off because soap does not dissolve rock. Only acid does. Now, vinegar is an acid, and vinegar works, and I keep vinegar too. But citric acid is roughly 6 times stronger. It comes as a powder, so you mix it as strong or as weak as the job needs, and your house does not smell like a pickle jar for the rest of the day. My husband could never abide the vinegar smell, and that is honestly how I found this. Same warning as vinegar, not on marble, not on granite, not on any natural stone, because acid etches it and it never comes back. The fifth is borax. Laundry aisle, next to the washing soda, $5 a box, lasts a year. Borax is a mineral they dig out of the ground in California. It has been in American laundry rooms for well over 100 years, and it quietly fell out of fashion when the pretty bottles arrived. Borax does 3 things. It softens hard water so your soap can actually foam. It kills mold and stops it coming back, which is why it is the one thing I use in a damp basement or a bathroom with no window, and it makes an excellent scouring paste for anything that needs some grit. I put half a cup in a load of towels. I keep a shaker of it by the basement steps. An honest word, because I am not going to skip it. Borax is a pesticide, and it is not something to be careless about. Keep it up high away from children and pets. Wear a glove. Do not use it on anything that touches food directly. Used properly, it is fine, and it has been in houses for a century. Used carelessly, it is not. I would rather tell you than have you find out. And the 6th is trisodium phosphate, TSP. Paint aisle at the hardware store, $5 or $6 a box. box, and I have never met a homeowner who had any. Painters have used this forever. Before you paint a wall, you have to strip the old grime and grease off of it, or the paint will not stick, and TSP is what they use. It is the strongest cleaner on this list by a long way. I do not use it every week. I use it 2 or 3 times a year on the jobs where everything else gives up. Walls, especially in a kitchen or above a fireplace, the years of grime around a light switch, grease on a garage floor, soot, a porch or siding before it gets painted, a tablespoon in a gallon of warm water, gloves, and open a window. Rinse the surface with clean water after. Always. Do not use it on painted wood you want to keep because it will dull the finish. It is for stripping, not for shining. But when a wall is genuinely filthy and nothing is touching it, this is the box. That is the shopping list. Washing soda, hydrogen peroxide, oxygen bleach, citric acid, borax, TSP, around $30 altogether, and it is a year of cleaning. Now here is what I make with them. The first recipe is soft scrub, the stuff in the plastic bottle that costs $5 and runs out in a month. Half a cup of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of borax, and then dish soap stirred in a little at a time until it looks like cake frosting. That is it. Put it in an old jar with a lid. It is a scouring cream that will not scratch. Tub, sink, the burnt ring on the cooktop around the base of the faucet, the toilet. Smear it on, give it 5 minutes, scrub, rinse. Costs me about $1 to make a jar, and it sits under the sink for weeks. The second is a foaming bathroom spray, and this one changed how long my bathroom takes. Fill a spray bottle with warm water. Add a tablespoon of washing soda and shake until it is dissolved. Then add a teaspoon of dish soap and swirl it gently. Do not shake hard, or you will have a bottle full of foam. Spray the whole shower down, walls and floor and door. Walk out, let it sit 15 minutes. Come back and wipe. The washing soda breaks down the body oils, and the soap film, which is what soap scum actually is, and the dish soap keeps it clinging to a vertical wall long enough to work instead of running straight to the drain. That was the piece I got wrong for years. About 8 cents a bottle against $6 for the foaming can. The third is grout paste, and this is the one I would want you to try first because you will not believe the difference. 2 tablespoons of oxygen bleach powder in just enough hot water to make a loose paste, about the thickness of pancake batter. Spread it right along the grout line with an old toothbrush and leave it 30 minutes. Do not scrub it yet. Let it sit. Then scrub and rinse with warm water. The oxygen is doing the work down inside the grout, where a brush cannot reach, which is why the scrubbing everybody does never quite gets it. Mix it fresh every time, because a jar of it made last week is spent. The fourth is glass spray, and it is 2 ingredients: 1 part rubbing alcohol, 3 parts water, and 1 single drop of dish soap, not 2 drops. 1. Alcohol evaporates almost instantly, so it leaves before it can dry into a streak. The 1 drop of soap breaks the surface tension so the water spreads out flat instead of beating up, and that is the whole reason your glass streaks and why plain water alone never quite works. Mirrors, windows, the oven door, the glass in the microwave, and spray the cloth, not the screen, if you are doing a television. And the 5th is descaling solution, which is the citric acid earning its keep. 1 tablespoon of citric acid in a cup of hot water, stirred until it is clear, made when you need it and not ahead. For a faucet, soak a paper towel in it. Wrap the towel right around the base, leave it an hour, and the crust wipes off with your thumb. For the shower door, spray it on and give it 15 minutes. For the coffee maker or the kettle, run it through and then run 2 pots of plain water after. For the toilet ring, 2 tablespoons of the dry powder straight in and leave it overnight. Now the part I promised, and this is the most important thing I will say today, so put down whatever you are holding. Never mix chlorine bleach with ammonia. Glass cleaner often has ammonia in it. So do some floor cleaners. So does urine, which is why you never pour bleach into a toilet that has something else in it or onto a pet accident. Together they make a gas that puts people in the hospital. And never mix chlorine bleach with any acid. Not vinegar, not citric acid, not a rust remover, not most toilet bowl cleaners. That combination makes chlorine gas, and that one kills people. It is not a rumor. It happens every year, and those people were not being reckless. They used one thing and then reached for another on the same spot. Here is the rule I follow, and I want you to follow it too. If I use chlorine bleach at all, it goes with plain water and nothing else ever. And if I have used something on a surface and then want bleach on it, I rinse it with clean water first. 2 more. Never mix hydrogen peroxide and vinegar together in a bottle. Used one after the other on a surface is fine, and it is actually a good way to disinfect, but mixed and stored together, they make peracetic acid, which will burn you. And do not let ammonia anywhere near this list at all. I do not keep it in the house. Now here is where I am honest with you. 2 jobs where the store bottle wins. An oven with baked-on carbon in it. Washing soda paste overnight will get you a good part of the way, and I have done it many times, but a badly burned oven wants the real oven cleaner in the can, and I buy 1 can and use it twice a year with the windows open. And a genuine drain clog where the water stands still. Nothing you mix in your kitchen will move that. A drain snake costs a few dollars and works every time. And a few things I will not touch with any of this. Natural stone gets soap and water only. Cast iron gets hot water and a brush. Wool and silk go to somebody who does that for a living. 1 more honest word. Everything on this list wants a glove and a window open. If anyone in your house has asthma or breathing trouble, be careful with all of it, and never clean a bathroom with the door shut and the fan off, no matter what you are using. And I have not mentioned the most important thing in the whole bucket, which is not a cleaner at all. Cotton rags, a bag of shop towels for $10, or old t-shirts cut into squares for nothing. Cotton, never anything shiny and synthetic. The cleaner does the loosening. The cloth does the removing. A woman with a homemade spray and a good cotton rag beats a woman with a $40 bottle and a paper towel every single time. And it is not close. That is what 11 years taught me. So here is what I want you to do this Saturday, not next month. Pull everything out from under the kitchen sink and line it up on the counter. All of it. Do not throw any of it away. Use it up. But when a bottle empties, do not replace it. Then go get the 6. Washing soda and borax in the laundry aisle, oxygen bleach beside them, peroxide at the drugstore, citric acid in the canning aisle, TSP at the hardware store. Around $30, then get 4 spray bottles and a jar at the dollar store and mix the recipes tonight and write on each one with a marker so nobody in your house is guessing. Then pick the worst thing in your house, the crusted faucet, or the soap scum on the shower door, or the grout line you have looked at for a year, and do that one job with the right recipe and watch it come off. Give it 1 month. That is all I am asking. Then walk past the cleaning aisle at the store without turning down it and notice what that feels like. Tell me 2 things in the comments. How many bottles were under your sink when you pulled them all out, and what state you are in. I read every single one. And if your mother or your grandmother had a mixture of her own that I did not cover today, something for a scorched pan, something for a stain nobody else could lift, a thing she said while she scrubbed, I want that most of all. That is how this works. We tell each other every one that gets written down is one more thing nobody can sell back to us. Next time I am doing the laundry room the same way. What actually lifts a stain, what all those extra bottles are really doing, and how to mix your own detergent for about 4 cents a load. Your grandmother knew this. Now you do too.